well, what I'm hypothesizing is COVID sort of drove people to think towards, what are my passions?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I really like to wake up a little bit,
Yeah.
to be like, what am I doing with this work?
Now, what am I doing with this life?
Like, what am I doing with this life? I'm still so young. Let me go try something.
Yeah, yeah.
Which then begs me the question: is that what we're doing?
Hey.
Is that what
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Please subscribe. We're trying to make a shift in our career.
Yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. This is the Talk It Get Shit show, and we're here to talk about many things. But first of all, I'm your host, Billy.
And I'm your co-host, Situ.
All right.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Billy.
Happy New Year, Caesar.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It is. What has?
I don't know. It's been a while since I guess
2021, 19 days.
Since 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 2022. I don't know. Do you see 2022 as a much better year than what we had in 2021?
I guess so. I guess things are looking, starting to look all right. But
What, with COVID?
with COVID and like a couple of other things, I guess. But hopefully it'll turn out to be a better year than 2021.
I don't know, man.
Why?
2020 was a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it wasn't a bad year, but it was a COVID year.
It was COVID year.
2020, I was in Myanmar. 2020 in Myanmar was COVID wave 1, 2, whatever it
Yeah.
was, right? And I think COVID 2020 in Thailand was okay because you guys. I remember when I was in lockdown,
Yeah.
Thailand was still walking around and doing
Yeah.
things,
Yeah. We were pretty okay.
right? So 2020 for me was not great.
Oh.
2021 was supposed to be better because 2020 was lockdowns for Myanmar. But now that we have vaccines, or at least part of the population was vaccinated,
Yeah.
at least once.
Yeah.
I was thinking 2021, we would open up and do things again.
No, but it wasn't.
No,
That was-
2021 was worse.
2021 was worse.
2021 was worse than 2020 for
Yeah.
Myanmar. And well, the reason why was, and you know it, the reason why is because in 2021, February, there was a coup in
Mhm.
Myanmar. So, whatever your political views are, the fact of the matter is when there's a coup or civil unrest, what's for sure is there's going to be economic downturn or uncertainty.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I didn't want that. I felt insecure about the uncertainty. So I wanted to get out of it.
Oh,
So I'm here.
where are you now?
Thailand, Bangkok, with you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good.
It comes back full circle, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, like when after high school, I know we said we weren't going to this back. I know we said we weren't going to this back. But after high school, we went our separate ways to do university and everything else. You went into something called McKinsey, and I had no idea what that was.
True, true.
Then the next time we met again was when you were in Myanmar, and I was in Myanmar after university, and you said,
Oh.
"Do you want to try this thing?" And I tried it, but then I'm saying full circle because, the first time after high school was still with you, and then now back to 2022, I'm in Thailand again. So full
Yeah.
circle. There's something there.
There's something.
Well,
Must be
how's
fate.
your 2020, 2021 been?
2021 was pretty uneventful, I would say. I think Thailand spent most of its time in like lockdowns. So a long months of work from home.
Uh-huh.
And also I moved to stay with my girlfriend's parents in somewhere outside of Bangkok. So that was pretty cool.
That was in 2020.
That was 2021.
That's in
Oh
2021.
shit, sorry. You're 2020. 2020. Shit, what happened? Oh yeah, 2020 was even less uneventful.
Wait, 2020 was the year you took the 6 month break.
Yeah,
You said,
yeah,
right?
2020
But the first 6 months break.
The first 6 months break.
Okay.
No, that was pretty good. Can't lie. So right at the start of COVID happening and all the lockdowns, right? It was sometime in March or April. I just decided to, hey, screw this. Let's chill for a while. So I took this 6 months leave. It was in time with all the things shutting down, so it was.
You took a 6 months leave of work, from work, to be
work,
clear, yeah.
To be clear, yes. And all the things in Thailand were starting to shut down as well. It was pretty nice, I could say. I didn't really plan on traveling or anything, so none of the plans got ruined. I was just planning on staying at home, chill, read a book, watch movie, play games, and it turned out fine. In 2020, towards the end, I got back to work, and then until like middle of 2021, the COVID situation started easing up here quite a lot. So you could start going out, doing stuff, meeting clients and things like that. And then there's another lockdown in 2021. So overall, it was sort of okay-ish. I would say.
But I wouldn't. I don't know. Would you really say that 2020 was uneventful for you? Because you've told me that those 6 months of break that you took the first time after, those were like one of the best 6 months you've had ever. Because it's not about not doing anything. You were able to basically do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
It's called you're doing nothing because you're not doing it for money, but you were doing exactly everything you wanted.
That's true.
So it's not. I wouldn't say uneventful.
That's
I mean,
true.
yeah. I mean, you. I don't know. Have you ever thought about how many people you've inspired from your 6 months leave? It's not even like you invented this thing, right? People take gap years even.
Probably.
But I'm saying, in among a lot of the people we know,
You're one of them.
I'm one of them. Like taking 6 months leave off of work to get oriented, reoriented,
That's
right?
true.
But it's funny. The other thing is funny is I was reading something.
Yeah.
That in 2021, or rather in COVID times, there were a lot of people who just left their jobs.
Yeah. The Great Resignation.
The Great Resignation. Now, what I was surprised at first, I thought with COVID, it wouldn't be a Great Resignation in the very
Great
beginning.
firing.
I thought it was a great firing. No, seriously, because I was like, hey, there's no way a lot of these companies
Yeah.
can stay alive with COVID.
Yeah.
There's so many restrictions. You can't sell this. You can't sell that. You can't service your whatever
Yeah.
you used to do. And I don't think a lot of people were ready for the environment of Zooms and
Yeah.
working from homes and things like that. So as we were trying to figure things out, I thought that, oh well, people are going to get fired. There's going to be budget cuts. There's going to be cost savings, blah blah blah, across everywhere.
Yeah.
But in fact,
it was the other way
it
around.
was the other way around.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm one of the people who resigned, but for a different reason. Does that make sense? But still, I'm a part of the.
That's true.
If you count the statistics, right?
That's true.
You would be counted too, I think.
I would be now. I
Yeah.
would say.
But why? Why? Well, I don't understand. Like, why? How is it the other way around? The Great Resignation.
Yeah. Look, I'm not an expert in this, right? But I was reading about it the other day as well, and also watching a couple of videos. I think it just comes down to the fact that there's maybe a few things going on, right? One is this current, an immediate change in the ways of working, right? You're no longer meeting people face to face. You're at home, sitting in a chair, 6 to 8 hours a day, talking to a computer screen. It gets kind of boring, I would say, and also tiring. Quite. It's like what's it called? Zoom fatigue, right? I'm sure you've had it at some time, or maybe not. I don't know. And now the other thing is the alternatives to not working right now. They're much greater.
What is?
And I'll tell you what those are.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not here in Bangkok or anything where I don't think there's a lot of those Great Resignations going on.
You think it's mostly? You think it's mostly Western?
Yeah, it's mostly a Western,
like
American
yeah,
thing.
okay.
Where if you don't work, you get unemployment benefits, and sometimes those are even more than what you would get if you were working because they're paying like really low wages. But I don't know. This could be like some random biased news that I read.
Okay, but still, all right. So let's. I mean, if I were to try to put myself in the place of somebody who was thinking of, crap, I don't like this environment. I don't like that we've switched from seeing people working with other people, whether it's clients or our colleagues, to saying that I don't like working over Zoom. I think that's almost everybody's sentiment.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have no idea. Like, it's not like if I quit this company who is working over Zoom and doing work from home stuff, and I don't like that. It's not like I'm going to another company where I'm no longer on Zoom.
That is true.
Everybody is on Zoom or Skype or Google Meets
true.
or whatever they're using, right?
That is true.
So my point is, you're leaving to go where? Or is it like you're leaving because you just, you've been unhappy at this job for a while and it's compounded, and now all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna, while COVID is around and everything, I'm just gonna take a break. Is it a break, or are they resigning to move to another company? I mean, don't count it under that if it's a break and then move somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah. Like, what is? I don't. What do you think?
Yeah. That's an interesting question, right? Whether it's they're just quitting and then taking a break and then moving on, or just quitting and saying this, let's screw this. What do I think? I think it's more of you're right. I think a large part of the people quitting will probably have quit from those problems that they already had that were compounded by all this change in work environment, and definitely like wherever they go, right, they will still be working through Zooms and Google Meets and everything else, because I don't think it's ending anytime soon. Um, but yeah.
Or, I guess the third option is they are neither taking a break or moving to another company. They are out there exploring
Whatever that they want to do.
their passion in trying to make it into something that could also earn them money.
That
It'll
is
be
true.
interesting to see if there's actually an increase in the amount of startups. If not startups, I mean, because the thing is, the other thing we should talk about is how today there's so many more ways to make money than there were even a few years ago.
That is true.
I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you talk about things
for
like,
sure.
even if you talk about like nudity in porn, like.
Oh.
No, I'm saying like porn websites have always existed and they were free, but then now there's OnlyFans where it allows the creators of that content themselves or the models themselves to earn money through the fans who want to watch them. That's to me that's already like a massive shift from making money these days. Now a lot of people have made a lot of money through a lot of the bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies. A lot of people are making money through Minecraft as well. I don't know if you know that.
No, I had not know
We should look into it. I don't know the details, but people make money on Minecraft. A lot of people as Twitch, streamers making money there too. I mean, I'm just saying, there's just a lot of more ways to make money, I think.
Yeah, that is true. I think like even if you're in some small town and you're doing your own crafts, like you're building furniture and things like that, I think the world has changed today. That you can just open up shop with very little capital, doing what you like, as long as you are able to find people who appreciate it and value those. I think that's a way to make money.
Yeah.
It is there, but I wouldn't really call it easy.
Yeah, I don't think any of it is easy, but I think what I'm hypothesizing is COVID sort of drove people to think towards what are my passions? Am I really like to wake up a little bit, to be like, what am I doing with this work?
What am I doing with this life?
Like, what am I doing with this life? I'm still so young. Let me go try something.
Yeah.
Which then begs me the question: is that what we're doing?
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Please subscribe. We're trying to make a shift in our career.
Yes, that'll be great.
No, but seriously, we've never asked each other this question. But is that why? Like, why is it that this year now, you and I were like, let's try to do this podcast. Obviously, it helps that we're physically in one place.
True.
Right? I mean, now that I'm in Bangkok, it's a lot easier, maybe. Is it all a coincidence? Or is it just that this is, us trying to do this YouTube thing and this talk show is a part of that mentality shift that we don't even know is happening to us as well?
Perhaps. We'll never know. We'll find out in a few years. But of course, I think you're right. I think at least part of it is that COVID or whatever change in work environment, right, make us realize that, hey, perhaps this is not what I want for the rest of my life. And then that leads to a lot of questions, a lot of what I'd say would be soul searching, exploring yourselves, not in the bad way, of really thinking what do you want to do, right? And I think part of that made people look back and reflect on themselves, and what are the things that they wanted to do but never tried, what are the things that they've tried but perhaps they could try another way. And then with some of the free times that we have, right, I think it's worth a shot just seeing what creative things we could do. Because actually on that point, right, one thing that I was reading the other day is that as technology advances, right, and as social media, as news, everything gets sent super fast, produced and consumed super fast, a lot of the people are starting to become just consumers. And this is, when you think about it, it's like people who spend hours scrolling, people who read,
What do you mean just consumers?
just consumers as in
Consuming
like,
information.
yeah, consuming information or consuming media or consuming entertainment.
Okay.
And in the sense that when you're more in the consumer type of section, you're becoming less of a producer.
Okay.
So I don't know. The way I saw it was like there was like producers and there's like consumers, and then slowly now the consumers are like getting bored of consuming. They're moving towards producing.
Oh no, because I was gonna say, because I was like, are you sure that's true? Because I feel like when you consume and you realize that the people who are producing are able to do what they're doing, which is what we think they love doing, and make a lot of money on it.
It's making
You
more people.
It's making more people to want to produce because they feel like they can create something as well.
That is true. I think the want to produce and the producing, there's a gap there.
Okay. Or does at one point everybody start producing and consuming each other's?
Could be. I mean, that's what's happening right now, right? With all these TikToks and Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Or not. I mean, we don't know. I guess I don't know the numbers, but I would say producers to consumer ratio would be somewhere 1 to 100, or even more drastic. What would you think?
I don't know.
Number in the air.
I think it depends on the country as well.
That's true.
Because I think America,
Oh, everyone's
that
like
the
doing their own
ratio
shit.
is probably, you know what I'm saying?
They have a lot to
Because
say.
because America has a lot more. I don't know if I should say a lot more freedom, but I think the better way to say it is they've quite advanced. You know, they went from industrialization to blah 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 blah, and now they're even at a level where they're in a universe that doesn't even exist. Like they're looking about real estate in the metaverse and things like. No, seriously.
That's true.
Somebody paid $450,000 to be neighbors with Snoop Dogg on a metaverse called something. I forgot what it was, but this is real. But my point is, okay, let's not get there yet, right? But my point is, that's where America is.
That's where they are.
No, we're not there yet.
No, we're not.
When you say we, I'm saying Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And for us is Bangkok, Thailand.
Yeah.
And I would say Thailand is one of the most advanced in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not wrong.
That's only 10 countries in Southeast Asia. No, that's Austria.
But if they are like, top 2, top 3, top 5, they're not there yet.
We're not.
But even in terms of consumer producer, whatever you're saying, even though I've seen a lot of Instagram models, a lot of influencers in that way, I still don't think it's just as much as the U.S.
Yeah, no,
I think they're just at a much different.
They're just somewhere else. They're not even here on Earth anymore.
Yeah.
I guess that's also the mod. One thing that I thought was interesting that you mentioned, right, which was the sort of freedom that you say in their expression, right? I think there's a lot more margin of tolerance over there, in the sense that you don't really get. How do you say? Over here, like you can't really say a lot of stuff out in the open.
Oh, okay.
Like over there, it's like you say whatever you want.
Oh,
sure, there are consequences that come with it, right? But with that level of tolerance, you also have a lot more creativity, and people produce stuff more.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Actually, no, but To be more clearer for those who are not in Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, I think a lot of people in the U.S. think that in this day and age, it's a lot less free to talk about things. Like Dave Chappelle would say, it's harder for him to make a joke about gay people, for example.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Today than it was like a few days ago. So some people might argue that no, actually today, because of the cancel culture and everything else, is actually more difficult. But to put it in context, you're talking about cancel culture about certain sensitive topics for a certain group of people. Yes, that's true. In Southeast Asia, we're not even there yet.
No.
We can't talk about a lot of other things. Yeah. It's at a lower level than where you are. So yes, of course, it's annoying. It's annoying that there's cancel culture there. But here, it's even before it gets to cancel culture, because cancel culture is more of the community, the public people. But we're at a barrier of like the government or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
I mean, I think in America you can publicly sort of say negative things about Joe Biden.
Yeah, I see all the tweets about it.
Right? Like how you don't agree to whatever he's doing, or you can even call him names, and there's no issue. You won't disappear tomorrow.
What happens here?
In Southeast Asia, it's much like the movie The Dictator, right? It's, sometimes you just disappear.
Yeah, you get Aladeened.
You get Aladeened. Wow, we went a different We went talking about that to Aladeen and dictatorship.
Let's tone it down a bit.
Let's tone it down. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
Wait.
Snoop Dogg, neighbor, 450,000. Yeah.
All right. Look, I don't know what people are thinking, but there's no way in hell I would pay for it. Would you?
It's digital real estate.
Neighbors with Snoop Dogg. Yes or no?
Okay, first of all, I don't have $450,000.
What if you had
to throw? See, I don't understand.
No, what the hell are you thinking about? No need to think.
Well, I don't understand this whole cold crypto thing, right? But I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy who didn't believe in. FOMO? Yeah, fuck. I'm afraid that I'm afraid that I would have missed out on something huge. But I cannot wrap my head around why people are paying so much money for something. Like, forget about whether it's tangible or not, but you can't even convert it into anything, if that makes sense. Like, you own a digital plot of land besides Snoop Dogg. Now what? Tomorrow electricity is gone, everything's gone. What are you gonna do with that thing?
True. But I think that's the essence of crypto and all these NFTs, right? Which is you paid for something because you believe someone else will pay something more for that.
Yes.
Like neighbor with Snoop Dogg, maybe he'll go auction it in 10 years and see what he gets. Maybe it goes down to 0. Maybe it becomes 20 million. Maybe Snoop Dogg dies and he buys the Snoop Dogg asset.
But is that what the future is about? Because you know what I mean? Like when I say, if tomorrow the world went boof, and not the world went boof, but like rather there's an energy crisis, there's no electricity or no internet, for example, that 400,000 you put in a digital asset, you are never getting it back. It's not like actual land. If something happened, you still have that actual land. You can, if at an apocalyptic scenario, you still have land to try to farm on.
True.
Right? But forget about that, because what if there's no need to think about a scenario like that happening, because we're so much ahead in the future that we're leaving those worries behind. Because as human beings, or as people, I wouldn't say evolved, but our needs have evolved to a point where we don't need to think about survivability.
That is true.
Does that make sense? We don't need to think about farming. We don't need to think about, we're somewhere else now.
Yeah, that's true. I think we've, as humans, have evolved quite a lot through civilization, through all these industrialization as well. But going back, right, to your scenario where, energy crisis, internet cutoff, and things like that. I'm just gonna play the devil's advocate here and be on the other side. Like, what if tomorrow there's anarchy, right? What if a coup happens and you lost the rights to your land? I guess part of,
like, physical land.
Yeah, physical land. Like, your house is now the government's.
Yes.
What do you do? I guess that all comes down to what's the support behind all of this, right? And if you think about it, I think some people could say that they find comfort in things that are like crypto or NFT or like in the internet, that it's supported by electricity, it's supported by the internet. No one bad government anywhere can make it go down.
Well, okay, I know what you mean, but can governments really not, like, for example, cryptocurrency, can they not just say something, all of a sudden nothing matters about?
Yeah, they can.
It's also the same thing. It's also the same thing. But look, it hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened.
And it might not happen, and it probably won't happen. I have no idea.
I don't know.
But in the example you gave, which is in the scenario of anarchy or whatever, where you would, let's say you're running away.
Yeah.
You would just need your phone or something, or just remember your passwords to your accounts and everything.
True.
Just run away, go somewhere else, and you still have
that
assets,
cash. Yep.
right? In the digital world. So I guess that makes sense. which is what one of our friends has been talking about. If something were to happen in Myanmar, he would swim across the sea with a phone so that he still has everything that he's mined into
Ambitious.
yeah.
He's leaving his computer.
How is he going to bring it? If he's swimming across the sea from Myanmar to Thailand, how is he bringing his computer? But okay,
Good point.
so we're saying that maybe all these things, with the cryptos and the digital real estates and stuff, maybe a byproduct of us people sort of evolving beyond the needs that we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like food. Yeah, it's like we're always gonna have food.
Yeah.
You can just buy it. You can. In fact, it's a lot easier today.
Yeah.
Just grab. I mean, it's just Uber it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Grab it, Uber it. I think we just don't think about that anymore.
Food?
No, we think about food, but I'm saying we don't
think
about
how,
it like
how far we've come with food.
yeah. We don't have to think. We don't have to worry about food if that
exactly.
makes sense.
In fact, the other day I saw a meme. Maybe I'll show it later, but it's like on one side, right? There's like all these computers and phones, and then that's what we think that old prehistoric men would find fascinating. But it's probably the supermarket stalls that are stocked full.
Yes,
end to end.
That's probably true.
Like holy shit, they don't need to farm, they don't need to hunt.
Yeah.
This is like done deal.
But what about what about the actual farmers then?
What about them?
Would we in the future lose? Would there be a lot less farmers in general in the world?
I think it depends on what you
because the world is evolving into the digital blah blah blah, the media world, the entertainment line, the more creative side of things. So
I think that depends on what you define as farmers, right? Whether it's big corporations owning tens and thousands of acres of lands, are these all farmers? Are the workers there farmers, or farmers defined as your small SMEs, not like SMEs, but like literal individual families with little plots of lands farming.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with. So you're saying we would move if in the extreme scenario, if we're all producers of content and we're on the digital world, the farming would happen at an industrial level, like companies using robots to farm things.
Or even still people.
But hired employees.
At a really high industrialized level, right? Which is probably the case right now. I don't know the numbers too, right? But if you have to say like food produced by companies instead of little individuals, that would probably make up 80% or 90%. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But then I guess the other way to argue against that is to say that I think what is true about nowadays is whatever you are passionate about, you can get into it more. Does that make sense?
True.
Like for example, if you were a food person, or you were a person who just likes animals, and you know that that's what you want to do. Today, more than a few years ago, you would try to go for that career. You would try to pursue that.
Yeah, definitely.
Do it. So maybe I don't know the proportions of farmers to the rest of the professions, but I think maybe what I'm saying is not also true. Yeah, maybe there's just a lot more eclectic group of people pursuing what they want to do, and hence we're elevating the quality of things in all spectrums. We're elevating. We're going to continue elevating the quality of the entertainment we see because people continue to pushing themselves. We will see continued elevation in food and cuisine and culinary experiences because that's what people are also pushing themselves to, right?
And I think the same thing that we see, right, which is also in sports. You see people breaking records all the time.
Yes.
And I think that's as humanity moves forward, they keep breaking their own records that they set and evolve further from what they used to do.
Yes. And speaking of sports, I'm so glad how far esports has come in terms of being relevant in some of the topics.
That is true. Like right now, like when I come out, when I go from my condo to the MRT, the train station, right? I see this huge billboard of esports players that won some tournament. It's a game I don't play, so I don't know them, but they look really cool.
Okay.
Anyways, it's pretty mainstream right now.
What do they play?
I think ROV.
Oh.
It's like the LOL version on your mobile phone.
Oh,
My Alice plays it.
I thought it was Mobile Legends.
Oh shit, they're the same thing.
What is ROV? What is?
Probably the Thai version. True.
Or is that the name of the team?
No, ROV is the game. True story.
Okay.
Believe it. I'm an esports expert.
Holy
Anyways.
shit. So what's the point of what we're saying? That the world is evolving.
Yeah, what the
and
fuck
we're-
is
I don't know.
What is the topic shift? Thanks. But anyways, actually going back, right, a few steps. It's really interesting that you brought up farmers in that case, right? Because the other day I had this thought as well.
About farmers.
About farmers, but not mainly about farmers. Because I was thinking, and then what happened? And like these days, I was like, okay, a few months back, I was getting into investing, right? And I was reading stocks, reading a lot of books about it and things like that. One topic that caught my attention, and I think you'll know it as well, is all this cryptocurrency and NFTs, right? Looking at the pros and cons and all of this, and also really one thing that really caught my attention was it was either Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger. They were really against it. And
They're against cryptocurrency.
They are very against cryptocurrency.
Really?
They're like this is like the worst invention human beings did.
Wow.
And it came down to a few reasons.
Okay.
Like fundamentally, there's no intrinsic value. It's literally what another person will pay for it.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yes.
Okay.
It's literally that. And blah 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 blah. And it led me down to a path of thinking. It's like one of those random thinking sessions that I had. It's like, sure, it's going up right now, and like, it's both applying to the cryptocurrency and the US.
It's going up as in?
It's going up as in like compared to a few years ago, right? Don't compare it to like a couple of months where it's like all time high. All these cryptocurrency prices, they're like going up. Even the US stock market's like going up.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be driven by all these speculative / gamblers people, right? Which is basically buying and hoping that someone else will buy it very soon at the higher price.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, where does that stop, right? Like, it wouldn't stop until someone runs out of money that they cannot buy it anymore.
Yeah.
And one other scenario that I came up with is that it would end when people who used to put money into productive assets, like farms, where they generate real output, and they take those money and they put it into, these not so productive assets. And when I think if that cycle happens, I think that's the real downfall.
The real downfall?
Yeah. Because right now it's people who have cash playing with people who have cash.
Yeah.
It's when people who really need the cash starts to play with it, like a bigger general population, right? It's not just people who quit and play with some of their life savings in the end, and then they go broke and then they have to go back to work. Well, let's see. I don't know. Random thoughts.
Wait. So do you agree or disagree with Warren Buffett?
Yeah, I don't think there's any other value than what other person would pay for it.
In Bitcoin.
Yeah, in Bitcoin,
or
cryptocurrency.
Ethereum as well.
I don't know if you read about it, but one of the use cases of Bitcoin is that moving and making payments really fast around the world, right? In which it's already currently doable by banks and things like that. Look, I'm no expert.
Yes, but not as fast as.
Yeah, not as fast. That is
Okay.
true. But do you need it that fast?
Right. I mean, technically, if you have a card, a Visa card, a MasterCard, any kind of card, you can sort of pay it anywhere.
You can sort of pay it anywhere.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess with the exception of SMEs or your vendors who don't have a machine but they have a phone.
Yeah.
Then they won't, like, if you were a foreigner, it wouldn't, like, with crypto it would work, but if you were a foreigner who don't have a bank account in this country,
I'm not sure how fast it is, but Alipay works really well
Alipay,
here. Yeah, Alipay. Yeah, a lot of Chinese tourists come, even in Bangkok, right? Alipay
Fine,
is
whatever.
really,
I think
really
I guess every one of them has their own limitations. But
That's
the point, so the use case was fast payment.
yeah.
But what else?
I can't remember much
Okay.
else.
No, I mean, okay. Again, I am not an expert on cryptocurrency. We would love to we would love to have an actual expert.
We
one
will,
day,
we will.
and we can talk about it. But my perspectives on cryptocurrency, since we're talking about it,
Yeah, go for it.
is okay. When I've in all the things I've read, and I hope I'm not wrong, my takeaway of all of this is we're now moving away from Web 1, where we could only consume the information that was given to us via AOL or whatever,
Yeah,
to Web 2, where we can now write blogs as well. We can be part of creating the thing.
yeah,
To now the age where we can own the things we've created in the digital world as well. And the ownership of it is not just a screenshot of transaction or whatever. It's within the blockchain that
Yep.
tells you it went from this person to that person
yeah,
with a proof of work,
yeah,
with maybe even a ledger type of thing, so
Yeah.
you know how much was paid at what interval, blah blah
mm-hmm.
blah. Which we're now getting into the NFT world, right? You can create a digital art and then have that ownership and transfer of value or transfer of ownership
Yeah.
stored into there. So that's why it's becoming what it's becoming. I understand how incredible that is.
That is.
I understand how absurdly crazy but genius that you can own a digital real estate. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
It's so futuristic. But with that being said, with me being in awe by how futuristic it is, I come back to thinking whether if I had $450,000, would I go be a neighbor, Snoop Dogg's neighbor, right? Look, if I had billions, millions of money, and I can just throw away to $450,000 for fun to Snoop Dogg.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm super rich, right? Whatever.
Bragging rights.
450, yeah, bragging rights. I did it. Haha, funny joke. Look at, I'm gonna screenshot to my friends who are all also billionaires. They will all laugh at it. Maybe they'll buy it off of me for $1 million, and that sucker would have paid 500,000 profit to me. But my point is, me as a normal being, like a decent job with a decent income, I still wouldn't, because it makes no sense. I can't do anything with it. I just have to hope that someone else would think that that's more valuable than 450. How did it become 450? Because I thought it was 450, or I thought it was worth that much. Even if you say it was a bid, even if you say, oh, it started off at $1, and because everybody wanted it, it climbed to 450. Hey, what is everybody? It took maybe 450,000 people to add $1 on top of each other, and one person was richer than the other person, and they just kept going. If I'm really rich enough, like I said, a billionaire who just throw away 450, it depends on which billionaire is rich enough to throw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Between
yeah.
you and I, if you were a billionaire, I was a billionaire. If I were more of a billionaire and I cared about the bragging rights, then I would pay it, but you might not. Either way, it's about what you think is worth.
Yep.
Now, if I bought that piece of land beside Snoop Dogg in the metaverse, now I gotta go find somebody to sell it to.
Sure.
But in this day and age, I feel like there would be somebody crazy enough to pay $1 million for Snoop Dogg to be Snoop Dogg's neighbor in digital real estate.
Most likely, I would say yes. Crazy enough.
But in any case, it's because of that speculative. I think it's. Oh, I didn't know this little.
Yeah, he's here.
I don't know why it keeps. I was like, oh, it comes up. Anyway, so this like the idea of like owning something that's not real or that doesn't exist and you can't do anything with it. You can't. There's no like it's the value is literally based on what I thought it was worth. It's not based on the cost of the materials you put in there to make it, or the cost of the hours you put in to service something, or the brain power. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't take brain power to create that digital asset, but I'm saying the value of it was all purely based on my opinion.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with the prices of Bitcoin. Do I have any holdings into cryptocurrency? I don't, because I don't believe that even if I truly believed in cryptocurrency and bought Bitcoin or bought Ethereum, I don't believe that everybody holds the same value as I do.
Yeah.
I don't believe that everybody else is also, even as much as like we're not experts. I don't think that people who's actually bought into it have read it as much as even we have.
That is
People
true.
who haven't bought into it. So it makes me super scared that my money is just not secure, because they're just waiting for that 1%, 2%, 3%, 10%, whatever return they're looking for to just get out.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'm also looking for a percent return, but at the same time, I kind of want to go about it in the Buffett way and hold what I think is a true good idea,
Yeah.
and hold on to it,
Yeah.
and invest into it continuously. For somebody who wants to do that, this doesn't work.
No. Yeah. That's what it all comes down to, right? There's not that. It comes back to that point where there's no intrinsic value, and it's just worth whatever anyone else is willing to pay for it. But yeah, I really like that you brought up, right? Like a lot of people are in crypto for that speculative uh, journey, whatever percentage that they're looking to get, right? And in that, they don't really even understand what those are for, like the use cases. They don't read the white papers, which is all that cryptocurrencies really are working towards for. I don't know if you also heard about this, but there's like a lot of scams in cryptocurrencies as well. Where
Scams?
yeah, like back when, have you heard of Squid Coin?
No.
Oh shit! You're in
What's
for a
Squid
treat.
Coin? Squid Coin?
Squid Coin.
When was that?
When Squid Games came out.
Oh.
Oh yes, indeed. So the journey was that a couple of random unknown people made a coin, script coin, wrote a white paper. The people who read white paper read it, and they're like, "This is a complete scam."
Oh.
But still, there were a lot of people bought into it. And like a couple of weeks, like 1 or 2 weeks down the road, they just did a rug pull, and they left with like, I don't know, 4, 5, $10 million.
Wow.
So a lot of people got scammed. They believed in it. I guess they were trying to buy the hype.
No, but that's the thing.
Yeah,
They saw
were trying to buy the hype.
They saw Squid.
Yeah, they saw
The
Squid.
Squid Game was the
Exactly.
hype.
Exactly.
So they're like,
For sure.
oh shit, I missed out on Dogecoin,
Yeah.
right?
sure, definitely.
Squid Coin is coming up. So but what you're saying is if anybody had read,
If
white
anybody had
paper,
read it, they
you
would
would
know
have
that
known
it was a
immediately
scam.
there was a scam.
Yeah.
So that's just proof that it's just for the hype, bro. Shit, like, but the thing is, I have
Just
so
riding
much.
the wave, right?
I have so much FOMO in having missed the opportunity. You know what's like, talking about having missed the opportunity. You know, there's something fucked up that I've been thinking
Tell me.
is I was rewatching The Big Short the other day,
Uh-huh.
and do you remember The Big Short? Part of the movie was about these small group of, you can call it cynical people or just some are just opportunistic people,
Yeah.
who saw the reality that the housing market in the U.S. was about to crash.
Yeah. Alright, full disclosure, I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it,
No.
but it's historical events.
Yeah.
So
Michael Burry.
I hope I'm not spoiling
No,
anything,
no.
because it's historical events in the
I've read about it, but I've never
Yeah.
watched it.
in the finance and
This dude made a
banking
big
world,
gamble
right?
and he paid off.
Exactly. So, but no, the thing is, everybody calls it a big gamble, but to him, it was completely clear, looking at data, looking at all the debt, the
Yeah,
mortgages that were going bad, and knowing that this is just bound to happen. It kind of had me thinking about something. In Myanmar,
Yeah.
okay, we've had 2 years of COVID, plus
Mhm.
one of those years was with the coup as well.
Yeah.
And we've elevated from just having a coup to a civil war,
Uh-huh.
right? So we're in. Look, obviously, from when I was born to today, that's the worst time I've ever seen Myanmar in.
True.
So my parents might have seen a worse time, so I have no idea. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, if you think about banks for a second and all the loans, not just housing loans. In this case, the good thing is Myanmar doesn't have that many housing loans versus America. In America, 60% of their book was just housing loans. In Myanmar, it's not. It's only 20% or something. So, but either way, a lot of these loans, SME loans, your business loans, your all kinds of loans
They're
for
all
all
gonna go
kinds of
bad.
banks, I think are all going to go bad.
Yeah.
There's no way, even if you had money as a business owner,
No one will pay.
you won't. Why would you pay?
Yeah.
Because your other neighbor who's also a business owner and they're not doing well, they also won't pay.
Yeah.
Even if they had the reserve money to pay. There are laws obviously that states that in the money that you have, even if you become bankrupt as a company, the people that get paid first are the banks, or one of the
Yeah.
first people are the banks.
Yeah.
But either way, if at a mass level companies are not paying, even if you really wanted to pull somebody and try to do something, you really can't.
They can't. What
You
can they do?
can't. You can't. What can you do?
Yeah.
They'll say, "Fine, you just take my collateral." Right? Because the thing is, in Myanmar, it's also a lot of them are collateralized.
Yeah.
So the law also says if you cannot pay, then you just take the collateral.
Yeah.
So as a business owner, you're quite protected. Because let's say you're a rich business owner, you have this plot of land, that plot of land, you have a factory here, a factory there. Let's say you shut down your factory, but you're in the Bahamas with your family because you guys saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in Myanmar for a while. So you're in the Bahamas chilling. And the bank comes to ask for your money, and you feel like, you know what, there's no way I can pay for it. So you have two options. Either you just don't pick up the call, what are they going to do? Or, if you want to be a good person, maybe, you say, fine, take the collateral you had, which was my other land.
Yeah.
Take it, whatever. I have like
The end.
10 other land. The end. Now the bank
Or have a shit ton of land.
will have a shit ton of land that was collateralized that people couldn't pay back.
Yeah.
And now you can't sell the land either.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You just possessed those lands from some of the richest people in Myanmar. They're not gonna buy it back from you. They just gave it to you.
No one else can buy it.
And no one else can buy
It's
it.
so overpriced.
So, and I was I was asking around,
Yeah.
and Myanmar is, at least in some of the banks, it used to be 5-6% NPL
Oh.
back in 2020, 2018, 2019. Like 6% NPL is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Very good, actually. Today, it's at 16%.
Oh shit.
So, to
Wow.
me, it's I'm thinking, holy crap, right?
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up, but my fucked up mind is saying,
You're gonna buy land.
what the Michael Burry of I think Michael Burry is just the character's name,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
the actual person's
Yeah.
name. But anyway, what would
Really?
he? I think so. I'm
Oh,
not
shit.
sure. I'm not sure. But I'm just like, what would he do? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
That cynical person seeing the collapse coming, what would he do? Obviously, we're not in America where none of these are securities or they're not like made up instruments
Yeah.
where you can actually short or long something. You can't just short it because you think these loans are going to go bad.
Yeah.
You can't do that because those instruments don't exist. But what can we do to kind of take advantage of the potential downfall of our country?
Probably the banks will have to auction the land off at some point.
So when they do buy it,
when when they do auction and you buy it, I think that's
because it'll be at the
probably-
lowest price, you think?
Yes, but I think a lot of people will be looking at that as well. So I don't know to which level it'll get bumped up to. Otherwise, you can. I don't know. I don't see what else you can do.
I guess maybe the other way is dump Myanmar chats, if you have any, and buy gold.
Buy gold. Is it already too late though?
It could be, but in the longer run,
Oh.
if
If
really
things get worse, right?
if it's from 6 to 16% NPL to 20, 30, 40% NPL, where there potentially might be a bank run and maybe one bank go bankrupt, and then causing a bank run. They were already scared of bank runs,
Yeah.
but it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if it gets to the level of a bank run where people want their money back and they can't get their money back, and everybody's and crying, gold for sure will go up at
Yeah.
that time.
You're
Because then everybody will, oh shit, I gotta go buy gold.
Yeah.
What do I do with my chest? I can't do anything. So my point is, what if you bought gold now? It's still gonna be cheaper than what it would be then.
That is true. Yeah, I think if that sort of happens and banks go bankrupt, all the currency value will go down. Even dollar, gold, any other thing than your machats.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad.
Yes. But for somebody like me and you, who are not in Myanmar right now, so we don't earn our salary in Myanmar
Yeah.
chats,
Or have a lot of.
or have a lot of chats in sitting
Nothing
around.
we can do.
It's not like we should buy gold now because
No.
Thai
Don't buy gold.
Thai baht relative to gold is gonna remain sort of like as it is,
Yeah.
unless if something happens to Thailand. Obviously, I mean, I don't think it will. So I'm saying it will just remain like this. Versus Myanmar Chut will go like this to gold.
Very nice graphs.
Hence, like it's McKinsey level, and on top of that, Myanmar Chut will go like this to Thai. So technically, we would still be better off because we can buy a lot more Myanmar Chuts now.
That is true.
So it's not like we should do anything.
No,
We can't do anything.
I don't think we can do anything to take advantage of it outside of the country.
But what you do, I think, what you can do, is definitely buy land.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, land. I mean, unless if it's a condo, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of condos that exist, so you can still buy condos as a foreigner. Shit, I should stop doing this.
No, it's alright.
You should. I mean, you can because Billy's Thai, so you can definitely buy land as a condo.
Yep.
Sorry, buy a land as a condo. Buy a condo as a foreigner. But me as a Myanmar citizen, I can buy the land.
You can
We can
buy
still try that.
We could still try.
Because the thing is, a plot of land, let's say the same size of a land in Myanmar versus in Thailand, it would be a lot cheaper to buy that same size in Myanmar at that time than it would be in Thailand.
What time? Oh, at the
When shit
sad time.
hits the fan.
Yeah, probably, most likely. Or probably like super low.
But should you buy it though? Should we buy it if that happens? Because how long do you have to wait for the price to go back up?
I would not buy it personally because it doesn't go in line with my plan.
Because okay, you believe that because you believe that real estate is like intangible. It's an intangible, illiquid asset
Yeah.
that you have to lock away for years.
Yes, and it also requires a lot of maintenance.
Okay.
Maintenance not only you'd pay for someone to do the maintenance, the literal maintenance, but also let's say you're renting it out, you need to always keep on finding people. You need to make sure that those guys are good guys and don't trash your place.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, lots of reasons. Anyways,
So we can't take advantage of it.
Well, we can't, but we can tell people who can.
Nobody can.
Okay, nobody can. Don't take advantage of it. What the fuck?
No, I'm saying I don't know. Can they? I don't think they can.
Can they? I think they will. I mean, what's to stop those rich people that gave up the land to buy back in the first place
True.
at a cheaper price than they were collateralized for?
Yeah, true.
Or even if they don't buy back their land themselves, they can ask their friends to buy. Hey, you buy my land, I'll buy your land.
True.
There's not much competition, I don't think, in Myanmar that will either stop that. Because it's either that happens and the rich people get their lands back, or the army seizes control and be like, this is my land now.
Damn. I was so hopeful when I was watching The Big Short. Sorry, I mean I shouldn't say hopeful. I'm sorry. I don't mean like I don't mean like I'm hoping that the country gets into that level of a depression. But what I'm saying is
there some opportunity?
Is there some, because I'm selfishly thinking about myself, right? How can I get rich quick? And it's like
you're helping people. How can you make people rich quick as well?
I'm helping
Yeah,
them.
yeah, you're helping them.
Okay. Well, if you're in Myanmar, buy gold.
Buy gold.
Buy some gold now. Unless if you have urgent need for that money. Obviously, you can't use your gold to try to buy something because it's gold. But buy gold. I don't know if you have to buy physical gold. I think Myanmar people buy physical gold.
Myanmar people buy physical.
Yeah, right. Like either in necklaces or like physical gold,
Yeah.
like the blocks. I don't think they do the.
They don't have the
They
trading.
don't do the trading.
Yeah.
Trading physical gold. Yeah.
But it's okay. There's still a lot of gold shops on sale.
Right now.
You can always call to buy gold.
I wonder what's the price. Like, actually, let me look it up, because it'll be interesting if we can see already, even today, the price of gold to Myanmar Chut, like how bad it's come.
That would be interesting.
Gold to Myanmar Chut. How do I see a chart?
I'll give you some numbers that my mom sent me.
Yeah.
So my mom is a jewelry trader, so she knows some of these numbers. So she goes by Tikal, which
Okay,
is
I think it's an old.
which is
Indian-
like 1/10 of a vis.
What the hell's a vis?
A vis is say that. Oh shit! Are you Burmese?
I know what it is, but I don't know what it is
No,
in
it's
English. How is they supposed to?
A
Do they
bit.
know what a vis is?
No, they probably
Is it
don't
just
know.
me?
It's
I
like
don't know.
super old English. I knew. We're all converted to
Hey, whatever.
kilograms.
A piece of gold, let's just
Yeah,
say.
a piece of gold in 2015 was worth 7.5 lakhs.
Okay, so 750,000
750,000 jats.
750,000 chats.
In
2015.
2022, it's worth 18.5 lakhs. So that's approximately 2.5 times.
18, what?
18.5.
Wow. It went from 7.5 to 18.5.
So
18.5 lakhs means 1.8 million.
1.8 million.
Right? Because the other one is 750,000
Yep.
in 2015, and now it's 1.8 million chats
Yep.
in By the way, 1.8 million chats means like $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So 1,000 US dollars. But my point is, it went from, wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy. But then if you convert it to dollars, it's a lot less. Because back then it was probably like 750k.
Right,
MMK was
right.
probably like
Yes. Because obviously there's
USD, right?
Myanmar to USD and then
Yeah.
Myanmar to gold.
Yeah.
But if you went from Myanmar to gold back in 2015 and you held gold until today, you would be doing really well.
Tough to say. I don't know how everything else relatively went up, right? But yes, if you look at the absolute MMK value, right? It's like 2.5x in 7 years.
Okay. When you say tough to say, you mean like inflation and everything?
Yeah,
else?
inflation, like everything else is going up, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not just gold.
Well, technically no, because from 2015 to 2015 to 2019 even,
Yeah.
Myanmar chart was getting stronger.
Oh.
So you were actually, if you had gold, you would have been even better off.
It's true. But I don't know what the prices were in between.
In between, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I have the 2015 number and the 2016 number, which is like 40k different.
Wow. So if you're in Myanmar, buy gold. Or don't listen. Like, what do we know? We're not. Hey, at least those guys in the movie were like PhD, finance, whatever things, and directors, right? We're just two guys sitting in
Hey
front
man,
of
it's 2022. Everyone has a PhD.
Everybody is an expert
Yeah,
in
man.
something.
Dr. C
And if you say I'm not, I'm very offended.
Yeah.
And
What the hell?
I'm gonna cancel you.
Shame. Cool.
Cancel culture.
That's not cool.
Are you part of? Have you been a part of any cancel culture? Where have you tried to cancel anybody?
No, I haven't. Have you? I bet you do it all the time.
I've tried to cancel one of the banks here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
All right. You're a Twitter
Yeah.
keyboard warrior.
No, I don't use Twitter. But when I do use Twitter, it's all just to complain at. I want to go directly at the Twitter handle of the company that just upset me. I want to try saying something to them.
Did they respond?
Grab responded once.
Oh, what did they say?
They said sorry.
Did they give you anything in return?
They give
really?
me a voucher or something.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Good. Did you ever get your food?
Oh no, actually no. You know what? Sorry, no. Grab was the one that didn't respond on Twitter. Food Panda was the one that responded on Twitter.
So
Thank you, Food
Panda is
Panda.
better?
Food Panda. That's a sensitive topic. That's a sensitive topic in Thailand. I don't want to go there.
Alright.
Yeah. I remember when that happened with the Food Panda thing. I was like, what happened? Right? I'm like what? But okay. I later found out. in the news.
Yeah. Interesting events.
Yeah. So.
Where were we? Holy shit. The Big Short.
The Big Short.
See-through version.
Yeah. I think.
So when do you think the land will go on sale?
I don't know. I don't even know when people will forfeit their collaterals so that they don't have to pay back their debt. I don't know when that will happen. But I think it will happen soon. It's just. I feel like it won't happen if we no longer had a civil war that was actively ongoing, and I'm not even going to talk about which party is winning. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to say there was no active war happening, and people were just like, okay, we're unhappy, but we have to do what we need to do to continue this country to run or whatever. If everybody somehow, and it's impossible that happens, but I'm saying if everybody somehow got together to click in that mindset and just all right, let's just work together. You know what? Screw it, let's just work together. Then I don't think that will happen because things will start getting better. Banks will just hold on for a little longer to ask for money back, and then it'll be fine.
Okay.
But I'm saying if COVID continues, where people are still not vaccinated, more strains keep coming up, and it's keep getting worse. And the war spreads from just the northern parts of Myanmar to other cities and other cities, even the major cities, then no, too late.
Alright. No civil war, no land sale.
Yeah. On that bombshell, I think we can close the show to an end for today.
Alright.
The next time we will have a guest on our show, a good friend of ours. He's and we found him interesting because he moved from Singapore to Myanmar to start a coffee shop and more businesses as well. So we used to call him a serial entrepreneur. How much of a serial entrepreneur, we'll find out. And how much of the coffee talent was in him, we will also find out.
That's true.
But see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching today. This was Talk Shit, Get Hit. And Sidu signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.